Okay, the next sutta, 56.21. That's on page 1852. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling among the Vajrayans at Koti Gama. There, the Blessed One addressed the monks thus: Monks, it is because of not understanding and not penetrating the Four Noble Truths that you and I have roamed and wandered through this long course of samsara. What for? It is, monks, because of not understanding and not penetrating the noble truth of suffering that you and I have roamed and wandered through this long course of samsara. It is because of not understanding and not penetrating the noble truth of the origin of suffering, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, the noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering, that you and I have roamed and wandered through this long course of samsara. That noble truth of suffering, monks, has been understood and penetrated. That noble truth of the origin of suffering has been understood and penetrated. That noble truth of the cessation of suffering has been understood and penetrated. That noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering has been understood and penetrated. Craving for existence has been cut off. The conduit to existence has been destroyed. Now there is no more renewed existence. This is what the Blessed One said. Having said this, the Fortunate One, the teacher, further said, because of not seeing as they are, the Four Noble Truths, we have wandered through the long course in the various kinds of births. Now these truths have been seen. The conduit to existence is severed. Cut off is the root of suffering. Now there is no more renewed existence. That's the end of the sutta. So it's because of not meeting and understanding the Four Noble Truths that all of us have been turning in the samsara, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Now we are very lucky that we have met the true Dhamma, so we should take this opportunity to really study and understand the Buddha's words so that at least we attain stream entry and we will not be reborn in the woeful planes of existence again. And if you are not born in the woeful planes of existence, then there's not much suffering left. So you can take a slow boat out of samsara. There's one thing I want to mention here. The Buddha says the craving for existence has been cut off. Earlier, in the sutta, we read about the three types of craving. Craving is the root of suffering. The cause of suffering is craving. And it was mentioned earlier in the sutta that there are three types of craving. Craving for sensual pleasures, craving for existence, and craving for non-existence. Craving for sensual pleasures, I think most of us, we understand. You crave for worldly happiness, worldly enjoyment. That's why we want to seek delight here and there, going here, going there, always looking for enjoyment. Then the second one is craving for existence. This is the will to live. The will is to live is very strong. That's when we are dying, most people refuse to let go. So we cling on. Our willpower, our mind is very strong. So the body is breaking up and giving us a lot of suffering. But because our willpower is so strong, we keep clinging. Even though we suffer, also we bear. We keep clinging for many days until it becomes quite torture. And too many days you can't stand it, because all of us we have a threshold of pain beyond a certain limit. We don't want to stand it anymore. Then only we let go. When we let go of the will to live, then only we go for rebirth. So the second condition for the origin of suffering is this craving for existence. The third one is a bit harder for many people to understand. Craving for non-existence. Why is it craving for non-existence will bring you to rebirth, to suffer? This craving for non-existence, there are two types. One is like a person experiences a lot of dukkha. Say, for example, his business collapses because of recession, becomes a bankrupt. So some people commit suicide. They want to die. They want to exterminate themselves. But at the moment of dying, their mind is very agitated. Their greed, hatred and delusion is still very strong. So when they die with that kind of mind, then the will, even though they think they don't want to live, but actually they're still clinging to life. I know of somebody who tried to commit suicide. He tried many times to commit suicide. He could not succeed. So eventually one day he went to a mining pond, a deep mining pond, jumped into the mining pond. He started to drown. When he was starting to drown, the water starting to swallow the water. Then he panicked. Then he swam out of the pond. So then you see, even though initially he thought he wants to commit suicide, but when he's actually dying, then he realizes, I want to live. Then he swam out of the pond. So a lot of people like that. We, because of delusion, we think we want to die, but actually we are the will to live is very strong. So that is one type of person who commits suicide. Another type of person in this category, craving for non-existence, is the ascetic. The holy man who is practicing to get out of samsara. The desire is so strong that he practices with too much effort. He goes through all kinds of ascetic practices, like the Buddha. Becomes a naked ascetic, lives in the deep forest only on fallen fruits and on the roots and all that. He suffers so much because of the extreme desire to get out of samsara. So he cannot get out of samsara. You remember the first sutta we read in this Samyutta Nikaya? There was the first sutta. What did he say? When I stood still, I sang. When I strove too hard, I was whirled around. So without standing still, without striving, I crossed the flood. The middle path. No effort, you will sing. Too much effort, you get whirled around. So in the case of this ascetic, he got too much effort. He put too much effort. So when a person puts too much effort, this ascetic, his mind is extremely agitated. So when he's agitated, the mind is agitated. He cannot attain nibbana, because nibbana is a cool state. The mind is cool. So like a Westerner would say, I have to play it cool.